All right, we're live. Welcome to another edition of Not Mainstream. And boy, it's been a wild month. Feels like it's been a year since we've done this. But yeah, we
Yep.
did one last month. And we was going to do it last week, but I got tied up in some things and we couldn't do it. But that's okay. So yeah, so a lot has happened. So let me do my good previously on not mainstream. The government was shut down. The government was shut down, and everybody, well, not everybody, just the liberals were panicking and yelling and screaming and jumping up and down. But after that happened, the government reopened I think like a few weeks after that. It was like a couple of weeks ago, the government opened and Trump did his Secretary State of the Union address, and we'll get into that. But let's get into the huge story that happened over the past couple of weeks. So this Hollywood guy, Jesse Smollett, however you pronounce his last name, Jesse or Josie or however you pronounce his name. He's on the Empire show. I don't watch Empire, so I'm not really familiar with it. I've heard of the show. I know a little bit about it just through previews and stuff, but I don't really know in depth of what it's about or anything. But this guy, he's on there. He's black and he's gay, and that's the main key
Smollett.
point of what's going on.
Yeah, Jesse Smollett. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he's got two out of the three liberal things that they love. So yeah, he's
I
black and he's gay.
don't watch.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
you
don't
you you're
watch.
cutting in and out real bad, Henry. I don't know if it's me or you, but you're cutting out on my end. All right, can you hear me now?
See,
I
yeah,
can't hear you.
maybe on your.
It's the Russians, people.
No, this guy, he was hate crime hoax. If the cameras were not pointed in the direction of this attack.
Oh, okay, Henry just dropped. I think he's having some bad internet connection, some internet problems. It's the Russians, or in this case, it's the Nigerians. Okay, so I caught a little bit of what Henry said. So this Jesse Smollett guy, uh, he he uh, he was in Chicago, and what happened was is that he got attacked in Chicago. Yeah, you dropped out, Henry. So I'm just it's the Nigerians.
Yeah, that's it. Nigerians. Yeah.
Yeah, so this Jesse character got attacked in Chicago, and he apparently got a noose tied around his neck, bleach on his face, and he made this out to be some kind of hate crime against him because he's black and gay, and he said that he saw the attackers and they had their MAGA hats on, the Make America Great Again hats on, and they said this is MAGA country, and all these things that doesn't add up. So week after week after week, they have the Chicago PD, researching and investigating what happened. Apparently, there was no footage of this alleged attack, and they couldn't find any footage. And apparently, the cameras weren't in place in that area of where he was allegedly attacked. And then even more stuff came out. They apparently that this thing just broke a few days ago that these Nigerians was hired by him to attack him, to punt the blame on Trump supporters. So this whole thing came out. It's one big hoax, and he's and Henry dropped again. He's having some problems, and so apparently this is end up to be one big entire hoax, which is absolutely disgusting. You know, because this is not only disgusting in the fact that he had the guts, he had the balls to pull something like this off, and and then you have the mainstream media, which is in the back pocket of the liberals. Um, the mainstream media is in the back pocket of Hollywood. They're in the back pocket of, the liberals, and they're in the back pocket of, the DNC. So, you have the mainstream media punting, gasoline on this, this little fire that happened. And then, you have all these, the left Hollywood leftists, they came out and said this is a lynching against blacks and gays. This is what happens in Trump America. It's like they thinking that this is happening on a regular basis, and it's just not true. It's just not true at all. I mean, I don't think there has been one documented hate crime against a gay guy or a black guy or an Asian guy or any type of other guy in America that's been documented by a Trump supporter. It's just not true. Hey, Henry. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying that the mainstream media really took this by the horns and went with it. And, they make it like it's, happening on a regular basis. And it's just not true. Just not true.
No, it's not. And I mean, they just basically fell for this hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
They said it must have happened. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't bother to check into it. They didn't bother to look at the inconsistencies. I mean, even now we have individuals like Don Lemon saying, "Well, so he lost in the court of public opinion." It's like, no, he committed a hate crime hoax. Don Lemon, you idiot.
Yeah.
And Kamala Harris and Cory Booker, who stood behind him, they're kind of
Mm-hmm.
answer questions from the press about, do you still support Jesse Smollett? What is your opinion of this Jesse Smollett case? They just kind of they refuse to comment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had no problem commenting when they thought this was actually.
Yeah, I mean,
happened.
this guy, this attack happened in an area where there were no cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting some breaking news. I think we do have footage.
Like I say, this happened in an area where there were no cameras pointing at,
Yeah.
But Jesse thought, maybe there's cameras pointing, so this will look good.
I'm getting some news. I think we do have some actual footage of the attack. Let me pull it up here. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me pull it up here. Okay. So this is the footage. There you see who appears to be Jesse in the bathroom right there. And okay, so yeah, totally. Okay, so I must warn you, this footage is not appropriate for young viewers. All right, so there's Jesse. Okay, now there's the guy. Yeah, he is attacking that's just brutal. Punting the soap. This is a suspicious character right here. He might be in on it too. Mm. Oh, that's, yeah. If this is not for the faint of heart, people, this is not for the faint of heart. Mm. Man, that attack, that's just brutal. That is just, ooh. Mm. Oh man, yeah. It's just, yeah. That is just brutal. That was just, man.
Oh, oh, it's
Mm.
brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just, ooh, totally. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I mean, it was just like liar, liar. Are they going to remake Liar Liar and put him in the as the lead character? Make him the new Jim Carrey in Liar Liar. Jeez. But yeah, and not only that. So let's get a little bit serious. But going forth, if something actually like this happens, people is going to think twice about it. They're going to be like, oh, well, it was a hoax last time. It could possibly be a hoax this time. Oh, yeah, I think there's some problems with Henry's internet connection. But yeah, so yeah, continuing on. Um, like I was saying, this was nothing more than a hoax. The mainstream media, they bought it because their blind hatred for Trump and Trump supporters. You know, that's the only reason why they bought it, was because of their blind hatred towards Trump and his supporters. And going forth is like, now, if there's going to be, something that actually did happen to a person on the street, people is going to be questioning the legitimacy of that.
Mm-hmm.
It only hurt himself. Um, Now, as for his career, I personally think he should go to jail. He should go to jail for perpetrating this hoax and wasting tax dollars and wasting, Chicago PD's time. But I unfortunately don't see that happening, because he is Hollywood. He's probably just going to get a slap on the wrist, and he's going to be, on doing his show uh, a month from now. You know.
Now they are reducing his role on Empire,
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
which I don't know if that means they're going to eventually fire him or what's going to happen with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
All right. So yeah, I think
you
we
know,
pretty much.
are you know, going to take the step and fire him,
You're cutting in and out real bad.
or because they don't make themselves look good by keeping him on.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me,
Yeah.
they really don't.
Henry's keep on having problems. We might have to let me see if I can get a hold of Henry. Let me see if I can get a hold of Henry. He might have to restart his computer. I'll tell him to restart his computer and see if that helps. So yeah, all right. So yeah, I think we pretty much discussed it. I think what Henry was saying is that it's really going to hurt the show like this on set today, and he made a big heartfelt apology saying, I didn't hoax people. I didn't hoax people. Yeah, well, you don't have the proof that it actually happened. He not only waited and waited and waited to turn over his cell phone because he said he had evidence on his cell phone. Yeah, and that they couldn't find anything on his cell phone. They couldn't find any records. What they did is they pulled records from the phone company, and they matched it up, and it was not matching at all. But yeah, the Chicago PD and their opinion, I agree with their opinion that this is most likely a hoax. And it's sad. It's just sad that they actually stoop this low to punt the blame on Trump. And it does not surprise me. It may surprise me a little bit, but in reality, I don't think, at a time like this, it doesn't surprise me that much that they would do something like this. Now the only thing is that we're going to have to watch out because if they would do this, they would do something even more drastic. Because see, here's the thing: they're at this point where they got to make Trump supporters look bad. Okay, the way to take down Trump is to take down his supporters, and if they can keep trying to make his supporters look bad, and do at least something to make his supporters look bad, to make him look bad, and for him not to get reelected next year. So yeah, this is just another red flag we're going to have to keep. It's just a big red warning we're going to have to keep looking for going forward. So yeah, while we wait on Henry, I'm just going to go ahead and continue. Okay. All right. Yeah, Henry is having some problems with his computer, so let me give him the Hangout link through his Hangout page. All right, just bear with me here, people. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right. All right, I just sent him the link. So he should be joining pretty shortly.
Hope this works better.
All right. You sound better.
Yeah, hopefully. I was gonna say about Jesse Smollett. Yeah, this is just another series of hate crime hoaxes.
Mm-hmm.
That Taraji P. Henson, who is also a co-star on the show,
Mm-hmm.
she tried to do a hate crime hoax a few years ago where her son was arrested for being drunk and being high while driving. And then she realized she thought the cops were being racist and being assholes towards her son, but it turned out that wasn't true at all because the video showed that the cop was being nothing but nice to the young man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
and I think she did came out and apologize for that.
She did, yeah.
So she's I respect her more than Jesse Smollett because at least she owned up to it.
Well, Jesse Smollett is basically saying, you know what, I don't feel like I did anything wrong.
You faked You faked a hate crime, and that's not doing anything wrong. Wow. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I was saying, this is going to hurt at real hate crime now, because people is going to be like, well, it's fake, it's a hoax. They're just going to brush it off to the side.
Like
And
it's like the boy who cried wolf.
yeah,
The boy who cried wolf. Just,
yeah,
nobody's
yeah.
going to believe. Nobody's going to believe anybody now
Hmm.
when they say that I had a hate crime committed against me, or I had a crime
Yeah.
committed against
Hmm.
me. And it's just rather, it's unfortunate to see this occur like this.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I was saying when you was going on that if they would stoop this low, what else would they do? What else would they do?
And of course, as I mentioned, Don Lemon is still like, oh well, he lost in the court of public opinion. No, he committed a hate crime hoax, Don, you idiot.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to realize that. But like I was saying, the mainstream media, the reason why they went on with this is because they hate Trump so much. They hate his supporters so much. They would do
Yeah,
anything to
yeah.
make him and his supporters look bad. And and going forward, it's like they don't want him reelected in 2020. So what else would they do to turn his supporters against him and to make his supporters look bad? What else would they do? And it's pretty scary that we're at a time like this, that there was stooped so low to fake a hate crime to,
Yeah,
make Trump and his supporters look bad.
absolutely. This is just this is a bad situation all the way around. If you ask
Hmm.
me, it's uh, again. I mean, how long will it be before? Like I say, they've reduced this guy's role on the show. How long is
Yeah.
it going to be before they actually fire him? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, when you was gone, I said that I think it was reported today that he was on set and that he did say that he apologized and said that this actually happened. He was on set. But this is going to make the show look bad. And, Fox may just cancel the show.
Well, that's entirely possible. But this is just this is going to be embarrassing for their show if they keep this guy on.
Yeah.
And there was a clip of him saying, "I'm a gay Tupac." Like, you're an idiot, is what you are.
He got caught, and,
He
and
pay, he pays these two Nigerian guys with a check. With a check. There's video of them in the store
yeah, I
buying
saw that.
buying the freaking noose and the ski masks and everything.
Mhm. And a
He
red
keep
hat to make it look like the Trump hat.
he keeps the noose around his neck even
Mhm.
after this happens. I mean,
Yeah.
who keeps a noose around their neck?
And here's another thing. I haven't heard, but I wonder if the Chicago PD took that noose and ran fingerprints on it.
Hmm. Good
Because
question.
they should have. If they hadn't, they should have. And if they would have ran fingerprints and they would have compared those fingerprints to those Nigerians and they matched up, then right then and there, that right then and there is like, boom, case closed.
Well, listen, they were pretty forthcoming as far as
Yeah.
he paid us to do this.
Yeah.
They said, hey, yeah, he paid us.
Yeah.
This
And
is
and the Nigerians, they were black. Okay, they were not white Nigerians. They weren't Asian. They were black people. They were black
yeah.
Nigerians,
Well,
which
one of
is
them had been a extra on the show.
yes, yeah, yeah. That was like what? I was like, oh my god! So he paid an extra that was on the show, and I think it was his brother, wasn't it?
I
The
think
brother.
so.
I think it was his brother. So he paid both of them to commit this crime, this hoax crime. And man,
Yeah,
oh my
this
gosh.
does not look good for this guy. But you pointed out that you don't see him serving any jail time. You're probably right.
Yeah, I don't see him serving any jail time. Just slap on the wrist. He should deserve some jail time, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. As much as because he deserves to be in jail for what he did.
Mhm. Yeah. So I think we pretty much discussed all the key points in this. So let's go ahead and go on, and let's see here. What else happened? What else happened? So yeah, the government shutdown finally ended, and Trump did his State of the Union, which I
It was
thought was a
great too.
great State of the Union. It was a fantastic State of the Union.
It was great.
Yeah, and you had Nancy Pelosi, a stark contrast between Paul Ryan sitting behind Trump. You got Nancy Pelosi, going through whatever Trump gave her. I think it was probably a copy of his speech. She couldn't, stand still, you know. And then the clap, the little clap she did.
Oh yeah, the seal clap. That looked ridiculous. That looked absolutely ridiculous.
You could tell she did not want to be there. And that's the main reason why she didn't want the State of the Union to go on, because there was a big conflict between the two, President Trump and Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi said, no, you're not going to deliver the State of the Union while the government is shut down. And then now the government wasn't shut down, and Trump finally delivered his State of the Union, which is a great State of the Union again. And he just laid it on the line. He said, you know what, America's not going to be a socialist country.
When he said that, the camera zooms right in on Bernie Sanders.
Oh my goodness, sour purse face. Oh my god.
That was hilarious. That was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, that was great. That was funny as hell. Love that.
Camera zoomed right in on him.
I mean, you cannot make a good camera shot without. I love to be the guy directing that shot, saying, okay, now zoom in to Bernie Sanders' face at this moment. And he's just there, pouting and everything. Speaking of Bernie Sanders, he announced that he's going to run again in 2020. And we got more contenders for 2020 that announced their candidacy since the last time we came here. And then Trump, he called out the politicians and the Hollywood people, that has walls around their mansions to keep their families safe. I thought that was great. He called them out on it. So yeah, a great State of the Union, great high points. I mean, You
notice Pelosi kept doing this.
Yeah.
Behind Trump, and she would hardly applaud.
Mm-hmm.
She was basically looking through the speech and everything. But yeah, and then you have the women in white.
Yeah.
All those Democratic women, including that Mensa scholar Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah, good old AOC. AOC. Oh man, and the funny part about that whole women in white thing was this, and we'll get into more of this. This came right on the heels of the whole Ralph Norm situation of him being in blackface or the Klan costume, and it's like they decided to wear white right on the heels of the whole controversy with him in the Klan costume or him in blackface, and the trolls just took with it. It's like is this the Klan rally that's happening, or is this Ralph Norm's decision for all the women to be in white?
There were several memes that were like, Well, the only thing these women are missing is the white hoods.
Yeah, someone actually photoshopped the hoods on them. I thought that was great. That was hilarious. Oh man, it's like, ooh, should you really be doing this when you're one of your own got caught possibly in a Klan outfit or in blackface? Oh, should you possibly do that? Oh man, they didn't plan that too well.
Nope.
Uh, mm. I strongly recommend going on YouTube and watch Trump's full State of the Union. Just us talking about it, it does not do it justice. You're gonna have to watch all
Nope.
of it.
It's great.
It is great. It is great. I think Trump could have went off script, but I think he tried to hold back a little bit and stay perfectly on script. And what surprised me is that the Democrats, they did their whole pouting. They rarely stood up and cheered. They rarely, they're mostly sitting down. The only time they stood up and cheered was with the women, saying that more women's in Congress today
Oh
than there
yeah.
ever has been, and they was
Well,
like, "Woo!" It's like,
they're making fools of themselves.
yeah, I mean, come on. Give me a break here. Give me a freaking break. But yeah. So let's go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and let's talk Ralph Norm because he's yeah. So it came out over the couple of weeks or months or so that Ralph Norm got caught possibly in blackface or in a Klan outfit in his what medical yearbook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first off, why punt that in a yearbook? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Second, he should resign. He should resign.
Yeah.
And not only he should resign for that photo, but for the comments he made about late term abortion. Go ahead and take the baby out of the womb and kill it.
Mm.
He should have mainly resigned on that fact. But the photo was just the icing on the cake. And he's pretty stubborn, and he has not resigned yet. And I don't see him resigning. He's going to get elected out, or he's going to probably not go for reelection.
Yeah, he's a jackass. He's just a jackass.
Yeah,
See that happened 35 years ago. The left is like, well, so it happened 35 years ago. Who cares about it now?
you didn't say that for Brett Kavanaugh
Nope.
when he was in high school, and that whole gang rape story that they perpetrated with him. That didn't that you didn't brush that off. Oh no, you had to do the FBI investigation again and all over that crap.
Oh, here's some breaking news. Jesse Smollett removed from Empire over felony
Ooh.
arrest.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's right. He did get arrested, and he was out on $100,000 bond, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, so he has been removed. Probably suspended. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, this whole thing with North. Well, he wasn't the only one. I mean, there were others that were caught in blackface also,
Yeah.
or whiteface, I guess. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Like it was his lieutenant governor.
Oh, the lieutenant governor. Yeah, he got someone accused him of sexual assault.
Oh yeah.
So you got Ralph Norm, who was possibly in blackface or in the Klan costume, and you got the lieutenant governor who was accused of sexual assault, and then I think the guy under him might have been accused of something, but I can't remember what it was. It might have been sexual assault or something.
Yeah. I
So
mean, that's
so
it's just crazy, man.
I know.
Gee.
Oh my gosh. And this is in Virginia too. Luckily, not West Virginia. Because I'd be whoa. I'd be like, that draws the line. But geez, yeah. So this has been a wild start of a year. I mean, we're only in February. It's going to be March next week. I cannot wait to see what the rest of the year holds. I mean, maybe there's more people out there in Klan costumes and blackface that has yet to be discovered, and they're governor of some sort of state.
But but Trump's a racist.
Yeah.
Trump's a racist. Yeah. I mean, how ridiculous can you get? Trump's racist. No, Trump ain't no racist.
Yeah, I mean, at least you don't see him in blackface or in a Klan costume. I mean, I don't know which is worse though, blackface or the Klan outfit. I got to go with the Klan outfit because of the whole lynchings and the whole murders back then by the Klan that happened. Blackface is just more offensive than the Klan outfit. Klan outfit.
Oh, speaking of lynching, don't forget Cory Booker and Kamala Harris were trying to bring forth a anti-lynching law, even though aren't there laws already against lynching? I think there are.
Yeah, isn't lynching already illegal?
Yeah, they were trying to bring that forth right around the time that this whole thing with Jussie Smollett came about.
Yeah, and there was a guy, Tariq. I can't pronounce his name, but he actually posted on his Twitter a conspiracy that Cory Booker and Kamala Harris was in on this whole hate crime hoax, so they can get that bill passed.
Ooh. I think I've seen something like that about.
It wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't be surprised.
Nope, me neither. That would not be a shocker if they were in on it. The Spartacus and the Ugandan giant Kamala have got a
kimchi.
Kimchi and Friday.
Slick Rick.
Slick Rick. Woo! But,
oh my gosh. And so speaking of Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, they're the ones that tossed their hats in the ring for presidential candidate in 2020. So this is already a crowded field. We got Elizabeth Martin,
yeah,
not Elizabeth Martin, but Elizabeth Warren,
Pocahontas,
and then you got Bernie Sanders, you got Kamala Harris, you got Cory Booker, you got Tulsi Gabbard, I believe. She's from Hawaii. We mentioned her before. Yeah, so it's already a crowded field, and with Joe Biden possibly be punting his hat in the ring, possibly Hillary again. So yeah, crowded field, and
if she really believes that she can win,
common sense should tell you that you did it twice. Third time is not going to be the charm.
And even if by some miracle she gets the nomination, it doesn't mean she's going to be the win.
I don't see a scenario where Trump is going to lose. The only scenario that I see is if they do massive voter fraud, massive voter massive voter fraud and other, hijinks to rig the election against him.
Well, I mean, they tried to do massive voter fraud last time.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine if they attempted again, But then again, you got to watch out for Broward County down there in Florida too.
Oh yeah. Well, luckily, I think Brenda Snipes is out. So,
Oh yeah.
but that doesn't mean the other person that replaced her is corrupt either. So, so let's see here. What else we got? What else we got? Yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about the border wall. We talked a little bit about it in the state of the during the State of the Union. Um, and so basically, what Trump did is he went on ahead and signed this bill to keep the government open till September, I believe. And not only that, he also declared a national emergency for that border wall, which, it was, people were talking about it. Is he going to declare a national emergency? Isn't he going to declare a national emergency? He ended up declaring a national emergency, which I really applaud him for it. And now we're, I guess, in a limbo now because, I think Trump is being sued by 16 states, including California, which no shocker there, trying to, make this national emergency go away. And I don't see a scenario where Trump is going to lose. And if he does lose, he goes to the Supreme Court, and he's going to win in the Supreme Court. So it's a win-win situation. No. Okay, I think Henry's getting some technical difficulties again. All right. So yeah, so he declared a national emergency, and again, I'm glad for that because it's like he said he was going to do it, and he kept his promise, and he did it, which is great. Keeping promises. He's on his. He is going to beast in 2020. He's going to beast it. This is beast mode for Trump. Ah, man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for 2020. So let's see now. Let's see what else we got. While we wait on Henry to come in and join in, let's see what we got here. Let's see here. All right, his phone was acting up, so he said he'll be back. He'll be back. Let's see. So what do we got here? Yeah, so let's go ahead and go to this ISIS bride. If this woman who basically renounced her citizenship, moved to Syria and to join ISIS and become married to one of the ISIS fighters. Now, since ISIS has been mainly defeated in Syria, which was the main objective of why we went into Syria in the first place, was to defeat ISIS and not for a regime change for Assad and the regime change. All right, you're back.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Darn phone just started acting kind of screwy.
Nigerians. It's the Nigerians. They're mad. Oh man. If you know what so since the DNC is focusing on Russia, the GOP should open up an investigation against Nigeria and punt like 4 years. 4 years. Toss that down to the drain and investigate Nigeria. See if they commit any other hate crime hoaxes.
Yeah.
But I was going started to talk about the ISIS bride that wants back in the U.S. So basically, she left the U.S. to go to Syria to join ISIS, and now since ISIS is defeated in Syria, she wants back. And she demands President Trump to take her back. And absolutely not. You earned your back on America. You joined a terrorist organization, and now you want back.
Like, oh hell no!
You want back? Oh my gosh. Well, I guess she can come back and run as a Democrat, because clearly they'll probably take her back.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully she won't. Hopefully she will not set foot on American soil ever again. If she does,
Yeah.
hopefully it'll be in Gitmo or in a prison somewhere, so she can be out of the general population. Because God, and I'm sure she probably has a kid or so. You know, and you know they brainwashed her, so I'm sure they probably brainwashed the kid to be a
Yeah,
terrorist.
daggum phone call in the middle of the daggum show.
That's all right. And then her dad is now suing the U.S. to let her come back.
Yeah, good luck with that. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, she
Good luck.
does have a kid. She does have a kid, and Lord
Lord.
only knows what kind of brainwashing they did to her and the kid.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, it's just this.
And this, so this one woman, was she was born in Alabama, and then she went to Iraq and Syria to join ISIS, becoming a bride for an ISIS terrorist. Now she wants back in. There's also another one, I believe, that she's from Britain, and she wants to get back into the UK. Now, now the UK is already on its last legs. Hopefully, they will see the light and not let her back in.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like the UK really learned its lesson very much. I mean, they do have a Muslim mayor in London,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
well, if they do learn their lesson, great. But hey, I'm not going to hold my breath.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see here what we got. Oh, did you want to say anything about the border wall and the national emergency?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's great that the president did this, and oh yeah, there will be lawsuits, no question about that. There'll be lawsuits, but you know, hopefully they won't be too much of a obstruction to the president.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we have these Beto O'Rourke saying, "Well, I'm going to go down there and tear down that wall." Yeah,
Oh yeah,
good luck with that.
I believe he's also a candidate. If not, he's probably going to run for president in 2020. But
Yeah.
he just lost Texas right there because Texas wants the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all those border countries wants the wall. They want to control this this population of illegal aliens coming across the U.S. And coming to our country. They want the wall. They need the wall, and they're going to have the wall too.
They do. No, I think I think the wall is a great idea.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at least it's a start to try to control this epidemic we have.
Yeah, national emergency. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't have an issue with it whatsoever. I know the left has an issue with it, but hey, screw them. Let
Yep.
them have an issue with it. We don't have an issue with it.
Mm-mm. Nope. Absolutely not. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into the Russia investigation. So apparently, it's been reported that it's almost close to wrapping up. It's almost close to be wrapping up, which I think, hallelujah for that. I cannot wait for that report to come out.
Well, the thing is, there is the possibility that Mueller's report will be released next week.
Mm-hmm. But it did
And
came out. It did came out. The DOJ said that the Mueller report would not be released next week.
oh, interesting. I don't know how true that is. I heard that it was going to be released
Yeah, I
next
heard
week.
that too.
Mueller's report.
No, if I hope it is. I hope it is, but I don't think it will be released next week. But I really hope it'll be released sometime soon in the future.
Mm-hmm. And I was listening to Mark Levin yesterday. He said that most likely when the report is released, it'll be biased. It probably will be.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, it could be biased. It could be. I don't know. Again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it released.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see how biased it is, which I imagine. I mean, because Mueller, we know that he's not a paragon of virtue.
Yeah.
He's a freaking Democrat. He's a freaking
Mm-hmm.
lefty.
Yep. Yeah.
And
We also
most,
got a new Attorney General, William Barr, and so
yes,
it's got to go through him and all that before it can be released in the public.
right, yeah, it does. So I think it's going to be very interesting what happens. Uh, yeah, and now we have Barr as the Attorney General.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing.
Hopefully, I've heard some mixed reactions about him. Apparently, him and Mueller are really close friends, from what I
Oh,
understood. So, there's some mixed reactions to that. I don't know too much about him. I do know that he used to be, I believe, Attorney General under George H.W. Bush.
well, I just hope that I hope that Barr can maintain his objectivity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That
yeah,
that that's
he was Attorney General from 91 to 93 during Bush Senior's administration. But go ahead.
like I said. I hope he can maintain his objectivity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, despite being friends with Mueller and everything, that's kind of what I'm referring to. I hope that he can maintain his objectivity.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he can. I hope so.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. So going back to the state of emergency, Donald Trump, President Trump, he said he vows to veto any Pelosi's attempts to block the state of emergency.
Oh boy. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
absolutely.
Because Pelosi, what the heck?
That's my cat.
Uh,
He actually okay. So he got neutered today, and I just picked him up a few hours ago. So I think he's still a little high on the medication that they gave him. And so what he's doing now is he's taking his hand and putting it in the water, and he's playing with the water. So yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
well, again, I like I say, I hope that the president does continue to veto anything that Pelosi tries to put across,
Yeah.
because it's well, we know that Pelosi is is not very objective at all. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she absolutely does not want this wall because it gives Trump a win. This gives think yeah the
Yeah.
wall really gives Trump a win. If he gets that
Mm-hmm.
wall, then then he gets a win.
Yeah.
And we know that these spiteful Democrats, these spiteful leftists
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure that he doesn't get a win.
Yeah, absolutely. But see, here's the thing. It's gonna actually hurt the Democrats that actually supports the wall. Because there are Trump supporting Democrats out there, and they're getting fed up
Yeah.
with this whole, leftist and super liberal um, Democrats out there. They want the wall. They want Trump to succeed, what they're going to do is they're going to take votes away from that, and they're going to vote against, their own party. They're going to go to another party. They're going to go to the Republican Party. They're going to go to the a third party like the Green Party or the Libertarian Party. It's going to push them away.
Very true. And they will they'll be turned off. These they'll be turned off. These former Democrats, and they'll be like, it's like we don't want any part of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they'll be right to say that, because why would they want to be a part of that?
Mm-hmm.
And be a part of 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 that, you know.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, though, that there are so many Americans who are taken in by the left,
Mm-hmm.
but they're taken in by fake news. They don't pay
Yeah.
attention to what's really going on. They just like they sit down in their easy chair
Mm-hmm.
and they see the fake news on TV. They don't even
Yeah.
bother to they don't even bother to look into it, or do fact checking on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
those are the ones that really need to educate themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and they really do.
Yeah. And not only that, you have, some people who watch like CNN, MSNBC, and they don't fully comprehend it. And then that person goes on to tell another person, and they put their own twist and spin of what CNN and MSNBC had, and they're not only not informed themselves, but they're not completely informing the other person or the other individual.
I've gotten to where I don't even. watch the local news anymore because they get their news sourcing from fake news.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you for that. Local news is keeping on. If they're keeping on being like CNN and MSNBC and all the other mainstream outlets. Yeah. It's I hate to see that. I hate to see that.
I've gotten where I can't watch local news anymore.
Hmm. Yeah, because
Ridiculous.
it's not even more. It's not even about local anymore. It's more national. You don't hear anything that's happening. You hardly hear anything that's happening in the community. On local news, and that's what local news is for, so that you know what's going on in your own community. You know.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate what's going on
Mm-hmm.
with Americans who don't check into this stuff,
Yeah.
and they uncritically believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I imagine there's still Americans who uncritically believe that Jesse Smollett might be telling the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure there's some individuals out there. I would not be surprised at all. See you.
Even though Jesse Smollett has been demonstrated to be a liar.
Mm-hmm. So what else happened during the break?
Oh, the new Green Deal or the new green energy. I mean, there's leftists there. Even Nancy Pelosi is like this stuff is cuckoo.
When you have Nancy Pelosi, bashing it, then you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. It's just wow. And so basically, this new Green Deal was, AOC's idea to basically get rid of all trains, all planes, all automobiles, and try to prevent cows from passing gas. It reads like a freaking satire piece, and it's just insane, insane. And you have Kamala Harris and Cory Booker saying, "Oh yeah, this thing's great." It's like, what planet are you guys on?
Yep, it's just crazy. I mean, and one of the provisions in their little new Green Deal is that they want to. This is what they want to do. They want to gut every single building, every single house,
Mm-hmm.
every and that they want to make them more energy efficient. Well, where are these people going to live?
Yeah.
Where are people going to conduct business?
Mm-hmm.
Duh. You didn't think about that, you morons.
Yeah.
Then again, do they ever think? I don't think they do.
No. They, they just like to be the center of attention. And we saw that with that whole, the women applauding themselves because there's more women in Congress than there has ever been. They love to be the center of attention. They love it. They think the world revolves around them, and it doesn't.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And going off the topic a little bit, they announced the possible return of the Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 3,
Oh
and now
yeah.
you have all these social justice warriors and the lefties saying, oh, that's an insult to the 2016 Ghostbusters, all female, women empowerment, and whoa, it's like, give me a break. Give me a break. The reason why the 2016 Ghostbusters fell was because of you guys pushing the narrative of, feminism and women and all that crap. That's the reason why it fell.
Yeah.
And now you have Jason Reitman, the son of Ivan Reitman, coming in and saying, you know what, I'm going to fix you guys' screwed up mess. I'm going to deliver a Ghostbusters movie for real Ghostbusters fans, which I think is great. You know, and now you have the media trying to bash it and saying, oh, it's not going to be women empowerment and everything. They're trying to make that movie fail. They're on the bandwagon of making that movie fail. And I don't see
Well,
that happening.
they're doing the same thing with this new Captain Marvel movie. I mean,
Yes.
Brie Larson, who is starring as the title character,
Yeah.
she is essentially, bashing white men, bashing whites, period, and bashing men, period.
Yeah. So, you got racist Brie Larson, bashing, saying that white men is not going to be allowed to watch this movie and white men is not going to be on the press tour and all that other crap. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, the movie's going to bomb in the box office. I can guarantee you that, and it's going to it's going to bomb because of Brie Larson and her running her mouth.
It is. I mean, the thing is, the same thing is happening with Star Wars. Look what's happening with the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Last Jedi was a complete flop
Mm-hmm.
because of the SJWs and everything.
Yeah.
They decided to open their big mouths and talk about, well, this is a great accomplishment for women. It's like, since when does Star Wars have anything to do with great accomplishments of women?
Yeah, and there was
I thought
already a strong female character in there, which was Princess Leia.
Yeah.
So, I mean, uh,
I know, it just boggles the mind. It drives you
it
crazy.
shocked me. It shocked the crap out of me when I researched the director for The Last Jedi for Star Wars, Rian Johnson.
He
He
directed a couple of
directed
episodes of
3
Breaking
episodes
Bad.
of Breaking Bad,
Yes.
Fly, 51, and Ozymandias. And I'm like, you took a great show and you directed some fantastic episodes. Fly was a great one. 51 was a great. Ozymandias was fantastic. Love that episode. But then you take Star Wars and turn it in the crapper and flush it down the toilet. Come on, dude. What are you going for, man? I was shocked when I saw that.
I know. I was like, oh, yeah, he directed that. Yeah. I found that out myself. I was like,
That surprised me. And I was surprised that they actually hired him to direct it. I don't know why they hired him. I mean, he I guess Breaking Bad, that could be the only reason because, he hasn't done anything great other than Breaking Bad. I'm looking at some of the films that he did, and I've not, other than Star Wars, I haven't seen any of his films. And I haven't even watched The Last Jedi. And the reason why I haven't, no, the reason why I didn't watch The Last Jedi or the Force Awakens is because of the whole, social justice warrior stuff in it. To me, Star Wars ended after Episode 7, 6.
Rogue One. No.
Rogue One, yeah,
Rogue One is good.
Yeah, Rogue One was great.
I did like Rogue One.
I did too. I watched it. I liked it. I loved that they brought back Darth Vader And my God, the thing they did with Peter Cushing was just fantastic.
I know, and they had full permission to do that, by the way,
Yeah.
from the family. They had full permission from the family
Hmm.
to do that, which was great. As they to bring Peter Cushing back like that as Tarkin,
Yeah, I mean, that was just fantastic.
it really was. It was. And I had that movie. I don't have a single problem with. I really
Hmm.
enjoyed that one because they didn't play up the whole woman element. They didn't play up the whole
Yeah.
element with the lead being a woman. And besides, spoiler
Hmm.
alert, most everybody died at the end of that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is the prequel to the very first Star
It's
Wars.
right before Star Wars. I mean,
Yep.
this is the occurrences right before Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
And it's the planet that Darth Vader blew up with his Death Star, with the Death Star.
mhm.
So, again, it was a great movie. And like you said, I didn't see any of the whole social justice warrior thing in there. If there was, it was so subtle that, we didn't even notice it, you know?
Yeah,
But yeah.
I didn't really see that in there. To be quite
Hmm.
honest, I enjoyed the movie for what it was. It was just a
Hmm.
really well done Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be quite honest, the prequels actually look pretty good by comparison to the.
Man, yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that some of the people says the prequels is better than, Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. You going to
Well,
watch the new Star Wars 9? I don't think they have a title for it yet. But
they don't even have
J.J. Abrams is back directing it.
they don't have a title for it yet. I may watch it. I don't know.
For me, it just depends on the media that surrounds it. If I see, I mentioned last time. I watched Geeks and Gamers with Jeremy. He's
Yes,
got some great
yes,
content. And I highly suggest you go to subscribe to his channel.
yes, yes,
He's got great content, and he is a Star Wars fan, and he
yes.
delivers
He
it.
is.
I'm not a true Star Wars fan. I've seen the prequels, I've seen the original, and I like it. It's a movie that I probably would watch again if I get bored or if I can't find anything on TV. I'm not no crazy Star Wars geek.
Another good one is comic book artist Pro Secrets.
Hmm.
He's a
Uh,
good one too.
Another one I
Oh, and
like.
World Class Bullshitters. That's another good one.
Yes, yeah, they're great too. Another one I like is Mecha Random 42. She does some good content.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Look
check her
that
out.
up.
Yeah, she's pretty good. And the thing is that she's a liberal, and she calls out the BS against this whole feminism and the social justice warrior stuff. And I think it's just great. I think it's great that she calls them out on it. And it's like, come on, come join our side. But I'm gonna have to. I want to see if I can contact Jeremy and have him on so we can talk about media and Hollywood and movies and stuff. I think that'd be pretty interesting to talk about.
That would be cool.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, but Star Wars 9, I'm gonna have to wait until there's some more media buzz about it and watch Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers and gives his take on it, and hopefully, it might be something I watch. Hollywood has gotten to a point where all these movies come out, and it's like I'm afraid to go to the movie theater
Mm-hmm.
anymore because I'm afraid that I'm going to be lectured of how I'm white and I'm a male and how bad I am. I'm
Yeah.
afraid to watch that, to be lectured at. And it's gotten to the point that I don't even watch movies anymore. I watch, like, the old stuff that where I'm not lectured about how bad I am. And I was got to the point again where, you know, I'm researching the movie and it's like, well, should I watch this? Do I really want to watch this? You know,
Well,
and then you
I'll
got,
tell
and you
you,
got, go
at
ahead.
least two movies that don't really lecture you are the new Denzel Washington Equalizer movies. Those are
Yeah, I'm
good.
definitely going to have to check that one out.
The first one, especially, the first one was really good. Second one was good too. Second one's
Hmm.
good too. The new Equalizer movies,
Hmm.
definitely great. Yeah, me, I kind of stick to the old school stuff, a lot of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, back when they knew how to make movies,
Yeah,
it doesn't have all this lecturing in it. You know,
and
it's
if you
one
find,
thing. It's one
and if you
thing
can
having the
find good
actors.
movies, if you can find good movies that you want on Blu-ray, that's
Yeah,
even better.
yeah, or Netflix or
Yeah,
any other streaming sites. But it's got to the point where not only the actors in Hollywood is lecturing us through their Twitter, through their Instagram, through their Facebook, through their YouTubes, but it's the movies that's also lecturing us. So you got double hitting at you. You know, you got the actors, you got the movie, you got, you know, the directors, and you got everybody lecturing you. And it's like, okay, you know what? If the actor like Jim Carrey or Alec Baldwin, if they want to have their own views and if they want to express their own views, fine, that's fine. But don't do it in the movies. Don't do it in the movies. It's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt
yeah,
you.
yeah. Now, one movie I recently just watched and enjoyed quite a bit was The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. Sam Elliott is in that.
Oh
It does
yeah.
not. It does not lecture you. It's just a good movie.
Hmm.
You should look that one up and check it out. Sure.
Yeah, I will. I'll
Really,
definitely check it
it's
out.
really good. It's really good. It's not all. It's not entirely a Bigfoot movie either.
Hmm.
It's different. It's kind of a character
Hmm.
drama, a character study. It's
Hmm.
really good. Sam Elliott, of course, is great.
Oh yeah, I like Sam Elliott. He's
Hmm
great.
I
Fantastic
like
actor.
I liked him in Big Lebowski.
He was great in Big Lebowski.
Yeah, he was. He was the dude. No, he wasn't. No, he
Mm.
wasn't the
No, he
dude.
was a dude. That was Jeff Daniels, wasn't it?
No, Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
He's the dude. The
Yeah,
dude
Jeff Bridges. Yeah,
abides.
Jeff Daniels is the one from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
And Big
Dumb and
Lebowski, they
Dumber.
didn't they didn't they didn't lecture you into
No.
saying that you're bad. It was a great movie.
Yeah,
But
Dumb and
yeah.
Dumber. Pelosi and Schumer. Pelosi and Schumer. That's
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm going to try and contact Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, have him on, and so we can do like a full show about Hollywood and the movies,
That would be cool.
and yeah, and I'll probably see if I can get a hold of Mecha Random 42. She's pretty cool,
Sounds
but
good.
yeah, go watch her stuff. Her stuff is great.
I'll
Yes.
definitely check her out. Sure.
Speaking of movies and stuff, let's go and talk about this. We might discuss it tomorrow night more in depth. But Jessica Jones and Punisher has been canceled by Netflix.
Oh, I know. I hate that.
I know. I haven't watched the second season of Punisher yet, or the third season of Daredevil, and I'm
Same
afraid
here.
to because it's on Netflix, and it's like, is it going to preach to me? Is it going to preach to me? It's like,
Yeah. Okay, I just found Mecha Random 42's channel and I've subscribed.
Yeah. She got some really good stuff about the new Ghostbusters. About the new Ghostbusters movie, and she is absolutely pissed off because they're tarnishing the reputation of Ivan Reitman and his creation of the
Yeah, media
Ghostbusters.
meltdown over Ghostbusters 3. More
Yeah,
media attacks on Ghostbusters 3. Yeah,
hmm
there we go.
yeah, and she also her and Jeremy also did a couple of videos about the Rotten Tomatoes score of Captain Marvel, and there's all these troll accounts trying to deter people away from Captain Marvel, which I think is just tremendous, tremendous. And the media is in like meltdown mode, trying to savage what they have left with Captain Marvel. And what's funny is that someone did a video. Can't remember the guy's name, and I think I retweeted it. I'll go back and I'll post the guy's name and link in the comment. I'll post any other links that we discuss, including the links to Geeks and Gamer and all the other links to the YouTube channels that we discussed. But he did a video where it had on there Captain Marvel is going to break records, that opening at 180 million, and then it went down to 160 million, and then 140 million, and then now it's at 108, and not 108, but 80 million in box
Yeah,
office
that
records.
was world-class bullshitters. That was world-class bullshitters. I saw the same video. Yeah. I saw the same video. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it just keeps going down and down and down, which I think is just hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
it
God.
does. It keeps going down.
Hilarious. Yeah, and you got Brie Larson to blame for that. You got Disney trying to make a stand. And I like Disney. And it's like got to the point, it's like, seriously, Disney? You going to go this route? Walt would not approve what Disney is doing today. I can guarantee you that.
Because Disney owns Marvel. They own Star Wars.
Yep. Fox. ABC.
Yeah.
But yeah, Walt is. If Walt was alive, he would not like what Disney has done. I don't think he would have liked it at all. He's probably rolling over in his grave right now because of what's happening to his creation. They're tarnishing the legacy of Walt Disney at Disney.
Oh Lord, there's one of the videos that she has on her channel is Whoopi Goldberg as the Doctor, as Doctor Who. She asked to be the first female Doctor. Thankfully, she didn't get that.
Oh my gosh! Thank God.
Yeah. It was that blonde girl. My sister and my youngest niece are big Doctor Who fans.
Yeah, I can't really get into Doctor Who.
My favorite was Tom Baker when I was coming up, and then David Tennant's pretty good too. But yeah, the problem. Well, one of the main issues that's really going on is the whole thing with the SJWs getting involved with Hollywood and everything. This Paul Feig guy, he was the guy who directed the 2016 Ghostbusters. He supported Leslie Jones' attacks on fans, on Ghostbusters fans.
Yeah.
It was Leslie Jones who opened her big mouth and said, "This is like some stupid shit Trump would do."
Yeah, I mean, she brought Trump into this, and it has nothing to do about Trump. That's how, far off in their own world they are, is that they blame, the circle goes around, blame Trump. It always comes back to blame Trump. Oh my gosh. I really hope that this Ghostbusters blows Ghostbusters 2016 out of the water. I really hope that the box office is really big and it blows the 2016 one out of water. I really do. Because it just, it just sticks it to them. And they will hate that so much.
They're supposed to be bringing back the surviving cast members. And
yeah,
I think
they're
going to be mentoring like newer Ghostbusters. And they, of course, they don't have to be what do you call it, female.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what the fans of the Ghostbusters wanted in 2016 was bring back everybody that was involved in the original and have it where they train new people and go from there, which would have been great, which would have been a great Ghostbusters.
There already is sort of a There already is sort of a Ghostbusters 3. It was the game that was
Mm-hmm.
released. It had all four of the original cast members
Mm-hmm.
voicing their characters.
Yeah.
This is before Harold Ramis passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So Egon. So
Yeah.
it's kind of the unofficial third Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
That's what it's been called. Is the
Mm,
game
yeah.
Ghostbusters?
Yeah. I remember this.
It's very much in the spirit of the movies too.
Mm-hmm.
You got Bill Murray, you got Dan Aykroyd, so
Mm-hmm. But
and
yeah, this this film is. I think it's going to be a great film. Depending on
yeah,
what I don't think that he'll preach in the movie. I don't see that happening
no,
because he's the son of the original director, Jason Reitman, Ivan Reitman's son, and he's going to do it justice. I think he's not going to tarnish the legacy of what his dad directed back in the '80s.
I
So
don't think so.
I don't think he's going to tarnish it. I really got some high hopes, unless the studio comes in and says, "Well, we need this, we need that," then that may be what could be end up a crappy movie.
Well, see, that would be a case of the studio stepping in and trying to
Yeah,
ruin the movie.
yeah,
It wouldn't be the director. You can't blame the director.
mm-hmm.
Put the blame on the studio trying to ruin the damn movie.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. What do we got? So I think we pretty much discussed all the main things that happened over the past couple of weeks, over the month. So let's go ahead and get to some local news. And
Yeah,
Henry, you got any local news for us?
I do, as a matter of fact. All right, Benny Thompson, who I do not like this guy at all. He's a freaking race baiting piece of crap. He doesn't like President Trump. He thinks Trump's a racist. He's an idiot. Benny Thompson's an idiot. Anyway, Mississippi Congressman Benny, all right, Thompson to lead trip to southern border. Mississippi Congressman Benny Thompson will lead a trip to the southern border to examine Customs and Border Patrol processing centers, ports of entry, and border security technology. Thompson, who chairs the House Committee on Homeland Security, will be joined by Representative Xochitl Torres Small, Democrat from New Mexico, Chairwoman of the Subcommittee on Oversight, Management, and Accountability, Representative Lauren Underwood, Democrat from Illinois, Vice Chairwoman of the committee, Representative Veronica Escobar, Democrat, Texas. The only way we will know the most effective ways to invest taxpayer dollars is by working with real facts, said Thompson. That's why it is crucial we see firsthand the situation on the ground at the border so we have a full and accurate understanding of our current border security operations and how best to bolster them. Along with examining CBP facilities and resources in El Paso, Texas, and Columbus, New Mexico, members will be meeting with local immigrant advocacy groups and borderland stakeholders. Well, it sounds to me like, Benny Thompson, he wants to make sure that, I guess, things are running smoothly down there. Which I don't have a problem with that,
Mm-hmm.
but he's also he also is probably trying to make Trump's efforts look foolish.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't trust Benny Thompson as far as I can throw him, to be quite
Mm-hmm.
honest. Here's something interesting. Mississippi seeks to amend U.S. Constitution. The Mississippi legislature is looking to amend the U.S. Constitution. The resolution to has been introduced in the Senate that would limit the power of the federal government. The convention would be made possible under Article 5 of the U.S. Constitution, and 34 states will have to pass resolutions to do so. Convention of States President Mark Meckler said the main issue is about who gets to decide what happens in America, the federal government or the people. We're going to get the whole country together in a convention, and we are going to talk to them about the federal government interfering in our lives, said Meckler. There is a fundamental question facing Americans today, which is who decides? Do we get to decide for ourselves and our families and our communities and our churches, or does the federal government tell us what to do? We think the founders were clear. We, the people, should decide. Today, D.C. decides way too much. So this is a fight about who decides. When we get a convention, we will decide how much can D.C. do, what can they not do. That's what this is really all about. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Alan West is also in Mississippi to promote the Convention of the States resolution, which 13 other states have passed. I think it is an important thing for you to understand the system of federalism where the states are supposed to be sovereign and preeminent, said Lieutenant Colonel West. When you look at the 9th and 10th Amendments, all those enumerated powers that don't go to the federal government go to the states and to the people. That balance has been skewed now. We've got to get that balance to the right place. West added that while each state is required to balance their budgets, the federal government is not required to do so, which creates issues with federal mandates. The problem is that the federal government comes up with all these great ideas and they push down these financial constraints, unfunded mandates, liabilities on states, and then they have got to figure out how do we function within the resources that we have. So we've got to get that balance back, as Colonel West said. The Mississippi House passed a resolution to allow for the Convention of the States last year, and Meckler says they are focusing on the Senate resolution this year to hopefully make Mississippi the 14th state to agree to amend the U.S. Constitution. I kind of like this idea because the people need to have more control and more power than the government does. And I support this. I really do. I know Mark Levin has been really big on the Convention of States and giving states back their sovereign rights. So I go along with this for sure. I think we the people need more power. We need to have the power to make decisions for our own lives and for our own legislation.
Yeah, I completely agree. Because it's now got to the point where, the government has too much power and the government is, becoming the nanny state and telling us what we can and can't do, without even us voting on it. So, yeah, power to the people.
Yeah. I agree.
All right. So I got two local news articles for you. This actually happened last Thursday on Valentine's Day. We had a special guest here in Princeton, Dawn Wells, aka Marianne from Gilligan's Island. She came in to do a Valentine's for the Veterans concert, and it was a group of people she brought in with her, and they did a concert for the veterans, which I thought was great. The proceeds went to the Denver Foundation and the American Red Cross of the Southeast West Virginia chapter. So Don Wells. Okay, so in case you didn't know, Bob Denver, aka Gilligan, actually, later on in his life, actually moved here in Mercer County in Princeton, and his wife actually is still living here. And so it's great that she did this. And basically, so Bob Denver, Gilligan, basically left ended his life here, his later years in life before he passed away back in, I think 2005 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a few years now, a couple of years now. And Dawn Wells, I'm guessing she's a close personal friend with Dreama. I think her name was Dreama Denver.
Yeah.
Bob Denver's wife. I think they're close friends, and I think this is not the first time that she's ever came into West Virginia, into Princeton particularly, and did something like this. So fantastic. That happened last week on Valentine's Day.
Nice.
Yeah. So we got some recognition here. Don Wells, Marianne, and Bob Denver and his wife, Dreama. But let's go, and I got another local
And
news. Go
she
ahead.
still looks pretty amazing for she's 80 years old,
Yeah.
if you can believe that. She still looks pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she looks great. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go. I'm sure it went fantastic. Went well. And I'm sure they had a lot of money and donated a lot of money to some really good causes.
Yeah.
But the second local news, proposed bill to increase penalties for reckless driving, House Bill 2820. The Mercer County Prosecuting Office is pushing for a bill to amend the current Code of West Virginia criminal penalties for reckless driving, resulting in death. House Bill 2820 is scheduled for a floor vote in West Virginia House of Delegates. If passed, the bill will increase criminal penalties for reckless driving, resulting in death and serious bodily injury. The possible penalties would be the equivalent to driving while impaired if it resulted in death. I asked Delegate John Scott to consider this change after our office reviewed several recent accidents which resulted in serious bodily injury or death, said Mercer County Prosecuting Attorney George Sittler. The drivers in those accidents didn't seem to have been intoxicated, but cell phone distraction was strongly suspected. If HB 2820 is passed, it will enhance the possible penalties for reckless driving or distracted driving to make them equivalent to driving while impaired if death or serious bodily injury is the result. And you know what? I agree. I think they should do it, but I don't think it should be called reckless driving. I think they should make it more as distracted driving because, reckless driving can mean almost anything. Whereas distracted driving can be like, you're on the cell phone, you're texting, you're eating, or you're doing something other than focusing on the road. So I think they need to maybe change some of the wording probably in that bill, make it more distracted than reckless. But yeah, I do think that, if you are on your cell phone and you run somebody over and they are dead, I think they should be, more punishable penalties for that because that right there is manslaughter,
Yeah.
And it's your fault because you're on the phone and you're not focusing on what's ahead of you. You're not focusing on the road. So yeah, I do agree with that bill. And I hopefully, like I said, reward it a little bit instead of reckless, make it more distracted, and then push it through and hopefully it'll go through.
I agree with that.
All right. So I think we covered all that has happened in these past couple of weeks and months.
Yep.
So tomorrow night we are going to do the Webcasting Dead episodes 6 and 7. Let's see here for the Walking Dead.
9 and 10.
9 and 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
Adaptation, and I can't remember what last. Oh, Omega was last week's episode.
yes. And I gotta say, those two episodes are really freaking good.
They are.
They are so good, and I am enjoying the Whispers storyline.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Seriously enjoying it. And that huge cliffhanger and the cliffhanger from last week's episode. Oh my god. Man, it's gonna get good. And the previews for Sunday's episode it looks good. It looks good. I had some of my doubts about, Rick not being there anymore and how the show is going to go. But I got to say, I'm hooked.
They have stepped up their game big time.
They did. They did.
It's amazing what they've done with the show. they jump ahead 6 years, and they have this all new storyline and
Mhm.
everything. All kinds of new developments going on and things like that.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff.
Mhm.
And it's been really
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I mean, when the first half of the season aired, it was like, ooh, man, it wasn't that. It was like the chore to get through, but they really picked
Hmm.
it up in the last few episodes, and they kept the momentum going in the second half. I really enjoyed it.
Hmm. They did.
Let's see here.
I mean, last week we see the origin of Alpha and the origin of Lydia.
Hmm. Yeah, and
Yeah.
not the same Lydia from Breaking Bad to avoid any
Although she
confusion.
did sing the song, the mother Alpha.
Oh yeah, she did.
It's the same song.
She
Yeah.
did. That's
I
great. That
know
is
it's the same
great.
song.
And also, speaking of Breaking Bad, we'll have some Breaking Bad news for tomorrow night. Apparently, there's going to be a movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll talk about that, which I'm excited for.
Hmm.
And then Better Call Saul. There's some news for that. I think they're in the process of writing the scripts now.
Oh, we gotta wait till August. That sucks.
Oh, August?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Oh, I haven't heard. I didn't know they announced a date or yet or a month of
I
when the new
I thought.
episodes.
Well, no, I thought perhaps that they were coming back in August like they did last year.
I hope they do. I hope season 5 comes out this year. Hopefully, we don't have to
Yeah.
wait.
I don't think they're gonna keep. I don't think they're gonna keep us waiting.
Nah, I hope not.
Should be a great season. It
Hmm.
always is.
Yeah, and this season is going to be heavily in the Breaking Bad territory.
Hmm. Oh, there's a bobblehead of Jimmy. That's
Oh, there
available.
is.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look into that. Hmm. But yeah, we'll talk Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and The Walking Dead tomorrow night on the Webcasting Dead. So
Yep.
yeah, 9 and 10 adaptation and Omega.
Omega. Yep.
And the first one, episode 9, was directed by Greg Nicotero,
It was.
and it was
Yes.
great, fantastic. And then what we'll
He
do? Go ahead.
he usually directs the best
Yeah,
episodes. He usually
yeah,
directs the best episodes. It's
hmm
usually like the season premiere, the mid season premiere.
and season finale.
Yeah. He usually directs the best ones. So
Yeah. So yeah, what we'll do is discuss 9 and 10, and then wait
uh-huh.
until the season finale, and then we could just discuss all of them at the same time.
Cool.
Yeah. So the season finale is on March 31st. So it'll be, let's see here, April the 6th. All right. Yep.
Yeah.
And then what we'll do is we'll do another not mainstream April 5th,
Cool.
because at least that'll give us some more some more stuff to talk about.
Yep, it
But
will.
but what I did is I went on ahead and I tweeted Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers,
Hmm.
see if he'd be interested in coming on and talking with us about Hollywood and the movies and their agenda. If he accepts it, it'd be a great episode, and we'll just dedicate the whole episode for it. We won't even talking about whatever happened in the news or anything like that. We'll just dedicate the whole episode for that.
Sounds good.
All right. So yeah, I think we'll go ahead and end it on this note. We will see you here, or not here, but we will see you on the other channel for the Webcasting Dead tomorrow night. and then we'll be
8
back
Eastern, 7 Central.
8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Pacific, 5 Mountain, and whatever in Hawaii. And then we'll be back with another Not Mainstream on April the 5th, and then the Webcasting Dead will return on April 6th.
Yep.
So on that note, good night, everybody. God bless America. God bless President Trump. See you in April.